All right, all you APUSH people, welcome to the first installment of Mr. Rooney's Grand APUSH Timeline. Meaning, first of all, yeah, this is something we do a little closer to the test, and it might be a tiny bit early, but this way we can stretch it out a little bit, and we've got a little extra time. So, generally speaking, I just happen to think it's handy to have something we can all wrap our minds around in terms of putting chronology together. So first thing about this timeline, this is Mr. Rooney's timeline. It's mine. Not that you can't have it, I'm giving it to you here with this series of little video lectures. But what I mean is, this is not like a College Board thing. They don't put together something like this. This is something that maybe actual historians could come in and look at and go, well, I don't think that has the importance that you gave it. I think you're missing this, or whatever else. And that's probably true. I'm just an amateur historian who teaches high school kids. But we're always trying to avoid that historical mistake of anachronism, talking about things outside the time period. So I think having one great big grand timeline that goes all the way through APUSH will help you with contextualization and outside evidence and the other things like that. So this is APUSH's timeline from 1491 all the way to the present. That's what they say we study. On some later screens, you're going to see that we're going to dip back a little further than 1491, a little earlier than that. And we won't quite make it all the way to the present because we really don't. But if this is APUSH, then this is what APUSH says, right? So, on the screens that we're going to show you, we're going to be bringing in, say, the name of the period that we're talking about at the top. Then we'll give you the dates of the period that we're talking about in terms of years, like actual something to something. And then what we'll start with is the beginning event for that particular time period and the ending event for that particular time period. These are things that I've selected that I'm saying, hey, this was the kickoff of this particular period and that was the end of that particular period. Once you see this thing, you know that this period has begun, and once we get to that thing, the period is generally over. And once we've introduced those, then we'll just start building the timeline all the way across with the things that you need to know from that particular period in that particular order. That's the way this is going to go, because you might all remember what Mr. Rooney says, dates aren't critical, but chronology really is. If you remember the story that I told you all the way back at the beginning of the year, I didn't know the presidents in order. I did not have a memorized list or a song or a something that would tell me what order the presidents came in. But because I knew some of the dates that could help me put the puzzle together, I was able to figure out the chronology. So, general idea is the Grand APUSH timeline is valuable because dates aren't critical, chronology is.